Next point. Imports under GST. Imports under GST are treated as interstate sales. Imports under GST are treated as interstate sales. Interstate sales. So do not write. So which GST you will impose on imports? IGST. So you write. So now imports comes under IGST. Full stop. If there is over and above additional custom duty, then the total amount of tax will be IGST plus the prevailing rate of additional custom duty. ठीक है, any doubts? So imports under GST are treated as interstate sales. Suppose particular goods unloaded at Kandla port, ठीक है, then they transferred to Delhi. So obviously it is treated as interstate sales, because till Gujarat they will impose custom duty, and whenever they will enter into India's territory they will be eligible for IGST. Clear होगा? Next point is your anti-profiteering clause. Have you ever heard about this anti-profiteering clause? Newspaper में बहुत आया, just because of McDonald's etc. Now, first we understand this is the most controversial clause under GST. And how many countries are having GST? 160 plus. And only India is the second country to have this law. First one was Malaysia. So Malaysia in 2015, when they implemented GST, they had this type of clause, anti-profiteering clause. Now what do you understand by this term, anti-profiteering? Do you know the meaning of obviously this profit? Any idea? So if you earn more profit, suppose for example, my cost of a product is 100 rupees. GST rate is 18%. Suppose I'm making a dish, I'm a restaurant owner, I'm making a dish at 100 rupees. So obviously the final price will become 180. If I'm moving towards, suppose government gave certain kind of exemption, or I'm moving towards composite scheme, so now the tax rate is 5%. Price becomes 105. ठीक है, clear है यहाँ पे? It means consumer will get the benefit of how many? 13 rupees. So consumer will get the benefit of 13 rupees by this reduction in the tax amount. Suppose for example, I will keep this price 118 in that 5% composite scheme, but I will increase my margin. So my cost was 100, and I will take 118. But what I will do, I will increase my margin. So this is 113, and of 5% of 113 will go beyond 118, but just for the sake of calculation, If you add 5 rupees, this will become 118. So actually it means the reduction of this under GST, I am not passing it to the consumer, I am pocketing it out. So that is what we call, because I am making 13 rupees a profit, adding in the cost. But consumers will get this product at the same price. Consumers will not mind because consumers are less aware, you know. जब आप खुद देखते हो 60 70, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you will find that if a commodity costs 100 rupees, okay, this is different. Okay, if a commodity costs 100 rupees, sometimes people are making division under this 100 rupees. Like 96 is the cost, 2 rupees, and 2 rupees is SGST and CGST. So you have to pay only 100. But other people are doing like this. You have to take 105 rupees. So sometimes prices are inclusive, sometimes prices are exclusive. What is this? This is actually making this particular product cheaper as well as dearer. So here, just to rule out this profit, because if government is reducing the tax rate, that particular benefit these producers should pass on to the consumers by making reduction in the prices. That's what we aim. If you remember yesterday discussion of Kelkar task force, cascading effect will come down. That will lead to a reduction in the prices. Whenever you feel prices goes down, demand goes up. Demand goes up, consumption, investment, production, GDP growth. This is the chain. Getting my point? समझ में है ना chain? So if you do these kind of activities, the whole purpose of GST will be defeated. So here, just to rule out this particular profit, these producers are pocketing out. Government introduced anti-profiteering clause. Initially, it was just mentioned under GST, but recently, government announces that we will make this anti-profiteering clause as real. It means we will implement, we will work on this. So a lot of industrial side main big business houses were criticizing government that this will bring Inspector Raj and policing by the tax officials back into the Indian economy. That was prevailed before economic reforms of 1991. Because here tax officials will get the power. Suppose I am not pocketing out the profit. These officials will harass the producers. You can think from both perspectives. You cannot think from consumer's perspective. Getting my point? So this anti-profiteering clause can be misused in future. They will harass the producer just for corruption, bribe, etc. Getting my point? Like I was applying for GST number. वहाँ से फ़ोन आया, मैंने कहा GST नंबर नहीं मिला अभी तक. तो वो यहाँ ऐसा ऐसा हो गया है, उन्होंने कुछ बोला 2-4 चीज़ें. Obviously he was thinking something extra. But मुझे पता था कि in 15 days or by latest in 21 days there is compulsion from the official side that they have to give GST number. अब जो अवेयर नहीं हो वो बोलेगा GST नंबर मुझे 4 दिन में चाहिए. So obviously this is the source of corruption. Getting my point? Like passport. I think all of you must have passed from that process of passport. So obviously whenever you will going through a police verification, they will demand something. But now the law is that they have to pass on. तो आप अगर 20 दिन तक कुछ नहीं बोलोगे वो आपके घर आएगा, नहीं आएगा तो वो ऐसे ही पास ऑन कर देगा. But there is a compulsion from the officials. So this can be misused in future. So that is the main concern from the industry side. McDonald's did that, and that is why they charged with some hefty amount of penalty. Under GST this is the best thing. Penalty is huge. Like India में क्या चालान कितने का होता है? ऑड इवन स्कीम में चालान कितने का होता था? तब फर्क हुआ था ना. नॉर्मल चालान जो विंडो टिंट, सीट बेल्ट 500, 300, नो पार्किंग 500, 800. When you go to European countries, if you spit on road, 10,000. इंडिया वाले तुम ठीक है, हो गया. So you write this thing. समझ में आया? एंटी प्रॉफिटिंग आ गया ना? क्या चेक करो ना, आपको पता रहता है, आपको आइडिया रहता है. हाँ ऑब्वियसली, बट देयर आर सम रेगुलेशंस. लाइक इफ यू विल टेक, ऑडिटिंग होती है, वो सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. यू कैन नॉट इंक्रीज द कॉस्ट. लाइक यू आर परचेजिंग टोमेटो एट 10 rupees per kg, you cannot inflate it to 20 rupees in just 1 month. There's some inflation rate. Everything is. So everything is properly arranged. There is some system. You cannot increase the pay. If you increase price like this, obviously the demand of your product will go down. There's a competition in the market. So you cannot do this. You can do these small things by just not passing the benefits of the reduction in the GST rate. ठीक है? Any doubt? So you're right. Anti-profiteering clause is the most controversial clause under GST. Anti-profiteering clause is the most controversial clause under GST. Full stop. If the reduction in the rate of GST is not passed on to the consumers, and the difference is pocketed out by the sellers or service providers. Then this clause comes into the picture. ठीक है, done. If you want to write this example, you can write. Now write the last point. That is 20th salient feature. है ना, 20 है ना, 20th. GSTN. What the full form? Network. Yes. Because there is also a term called GSTIN, and generally in the short form people write like this. This is GST identification number. Sometimes they write GSTN, GST number. So this is GST network. So first we'll understand. First time it was proposed in the year 2013 by Nandan Nilekani Penan. Who is this person? The name of this person is associated with Infosys तो है, उसके अलावा UIDAI. आधार कार्ड, ठीक है. So this Nandan Nilekani panel first time proposed GSTN, that if you implement goods and services tax, you should have good GST network. Here network means this is the technologically backed infrastructure. So this is high-tech infrastructure. It means GST, the return you file on GST, that is totally technology based. There is no paperwork. So obviously you need certain kind of technical infrastructure. And under it, 49% stake will be in the hands of government and 51% in the hands of private. Why this is this type of structure? And under government it is equally divided at 24.5% each for center as well as the state. This 51% generally deals the financial institutions. Like this can be purchased by any financial institution, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, whatever you want, LIC can also purchase. So this 51%, it means only one institute cannot purchase the share more than 10 to 11%. If suppose for example Reliance thinks that we will purchase 51%, so this is not allowed. Upper limit is 10 to 11% for one financial institute. It means 4 or 5 is possible in this 51%. Getting me? Why this structure? Just to give the private nature of this particular body. Because generally we consider that private sector works under high efficiency in comparison to government. Just to give private structure, we are doing this type of. Now who is the current head? Naveen Kumar is the head of GSTN, current head. Okay, so we'll write few factual information. Say right. GST network, GSTN, was first proposed by Nandan Nilekani panel in the year 2013. Nandan Nilekani panel in 2013. First stop. GSTN is a fully technologically driven infrastructure to make GST and its return hassle-free. It means without any difficulty. Full stop. The GSTN is headed by Naveen Kumar. First stop. The government holds 49% stake. Government holds 49% stake in GSTN. In bracket you write 24.5% of center and state government. So 24.5 each for center and state. Bracket close. And 51% for NGOs and financial institutions. In bracket you write private sector. Under this 51%, a single financial institution cannot have more than 10 to 11% stake. Cannot have more than 10 to 11% stake. Done? Any doubt regarding this? ठीक है. So this completes the discussion of GST's salient feature. So there are 20. These 20 features are very, very important. This completes the total GST of our country.
So what about GST Council?
GST Council will discuss, but this is the salient features. GST Council will take separately. Now we'll write the critical appraisal. So you write, next point is critical appraisal. Now suppose for example there is a statement in the examination comes like GST Council is a constitutional body. What will you say? Yes or no? Is GST Council a constitutional body or not? Yes, yes, no. Statutory. आप ऐसे ही बोल रहे हैं या पता है मतलब? You should back with proper evidence. Statutory है. What is the meaning of statutory body? So it means it should be backed by some particular act, like SEBI is a statutory body. GST Council is a constitutional body under Article 279A. ठीक है, तो ध्यान रखना, लिख लो कहीं ऊपर जहाँ भी एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस. GST Council is a, and if some question comes about cooperative federalism, let me tell you, GST Council is the best example of cooperative federalism. You know this term is very, very popular in these 4 years. Cooperative federalism as well as competitive federalism. So competitive federalism is Niti Aayog is publishing ease of doing business index of all these states. So this is the best example of competitive federalism. It means the states are competing with themselves.
I have read in the newspaper that most of the decisions, like all the decisions, were taken with the consensus of GST Council, not by the board. But yesterday you have told us that the Tamil Nadu government was against it. So how do they come to the consensus in the terms of voting?
In GST Council,
Yes.
there is a voting pattern. 2/3 voting of the states and 1/3 of the union. And if they want to change something, they require 66% of the majority.
All the decisions taken with consensus, no voting was required.
So sometimes that becomes, if you see the parliament, if you are in the favor of this bill, say yes, तो yes की आवाज आगे पास हो गया. So voting तब होती है ना, when you think that there is a question of debate. So whenever we were discussing about the Fitment Committee in May 2017, Fitment Committee was deciding which commodity will come under which rate structure. This was the task of Fitment Committee. At that time voting was required because there was a tussle. So voting तब required. आपने देखा होगा ना कितने सारे बिल होते हैं, सेशन एंड होता है, से यस यस, पढ़ा भी नहीं है, देखना भी कभी पार्लियामेंट में, सिंपल हो जाता. पता है ना कि ज़्यादातर लोग हाँ ही बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि कुछ चीज़ें हैं अच्छी हैं. सम आर कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल इशूज़, तो उस पर वोटिंग होती है. अब मैं आपसे पूछूं कल आप 7:30 पे आ सकते हैं, आप में से कोई नहीं बोलेगा 7:30 इज द फिक्स टाइम. नहीं होता ना कंसेंसस, जब आप बोल रहे नहीं 7 नहीं 8 या शैल एक्सटेंड द क्लास 15 मिनट्स हाफ एन आवर, तो हाफ एन आवर बोलूँगा तो विल नॉट से, ऑब्वियसली ऑप्शनल के क्लास रहेगा. 15 मिनट्स बोलूँगा तो विल नॉट आर्ग्यू एनीथिंग. ठीक है, मैं आज नहीं करूँगा स्ट्रेच. ठीक है, हो गया, डन.